Hey, I'm Gavin, welcome to my kitchen. Let me show you around. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but like just starts with coffee. Every day, gotta start the day right. That, and then boom, 1 cup of coffee, and then the day begins, ready to go. I spend so much of my time in here because I have 3 young boys, and so there's endless requests for food. Follow me here. This is this is temperature controlled because it's not because I'm fancy, it was already here when I was here, but like it's a perfect place to keep my best guitars. So I keep all my guitars here that I love, and obviously wine, and you just sort of work your way through that system. But that's definitely the pride and joy of my kitchen is all these guitars. So this is the fridge. It's always a bit different, like my boys come tomorrow, so it's a bit different when they come. It gets filled up differently for them, but like, that's kind of it. So you have like a mixture of, I don't know, there's like sort of vegan, then you got animal products, and then vegan. Everything's vegan actually in here. There's a bit of cheese, a botarga, you know, Spanish cod, grey mullets. So you put this Sardinian to make an amazing pasta. So that's where it's there, but then you have like the seitan here that you can deep fry and pretend it's something else. And then a little bit of that stuff. And then we have just vegetables and fruit, you know, really easy. Avocados, gotta eat those. And just two things of it, and I don't know. I make vegetables for my kids all the time. It's not like their favorite, but we just make these big dinners that they can just experience all this different kind of food. You know what I mean? So now we've seen the kitchen, let's get to cooking. I'm gonna make a vegan Bolognese. I've grown up having Bolognese sauce with meat, traditionally, meat, you know, all the different meats you make with the ragu and stuff. And I just thought that coming on here, I just wanted to do something a bit more mindful, a little bit more, I don't know what's going on, you know, part of the future. You know, making vegan Bolognese is the future. Start first, I've got some 00 flour. That is the Italian 00 flour. Obviously, most people normally, you put an egg in it, just put an egg in there. But I've committed to this, so here's semolina. That's a cup and a quarter of that. And a cup of this, so it's a little bit less of semolina flour. Bunch of salt, because you want it to taste of something. And there's like, you can use olive oil, but this is red palm oil. It's from like Eritrea or Egypt, so it's crazy, right? But it gives a little color. I like this one. 1, 2 of these. And then this is 150 ml of water. And then you just take this, mix this all around. Actually, with it palm oil in there, it's quite helpful because it psychologically looks like egg. And you can do this in a food processor. You can do it, but it's 10 minutes of kneading. Get these little clumps going. And then soon enough, you have to just get in there with your hands. But it goes onto there. Okay. This is going to be a 10-minute process, but it'll give you some of it to get going. So now we're just kneading it all together. And in a food processor, it takes like 2 minutes. And you know, don't worry if it looks dry. I mean, this looks a bit dry, but when you can't kneading it and moving on it, you can always add more water or more flour, you know, take it wherever it needs to go. You wrap it so it firms up in the fridge. You see, we put it like this, and that's probably an hour overnight, and it keeps for a week. So you could just you'll see when I roll it out. I'm not going to make all of this because nobody wants that much pasta. So that goes into rest now, and that really actually looks legitimately like pasta dough. So now we can get along with, so now we're going to go over here and make the sauce. you got to eyeball stuff. That's the beautiful thing about cooking is you can really eyeball it and see what you need. But I basically have enough to make a portion. That's what I thought I'd do today. Obviously the carrots take a lot longer and you don't want crunchy carrots in a bolognese. So this for me, even when I make the regular one, is taking the time with the sofrito because that's how you bring out the sweetness of everything. Like I got this garlic waiting, but there's no need. The garlic cooks really, really quick. So we're gonna let this go super slow on there for like five minutes. And I think people skip this step and they don't develop the flavors from here. So another thing we can do is we just put a couple of bay leaves in. This is really strong. Obviously rosemary is incredibly strong, but it does give it a little depth, and especially like when you're not using meat, I'm just kind of mindful of like, okay, what can I do to like really make sure I'm elevating every single flavor as it's going in there. So now these cook really gently, and so right at this stage, I'm just really thinking about what can I do to maximize this flavor. See, they haven't changed color. Nothing's changed color. Yeah, still. Now here's another thing. Okay, so it's something we can do. This MIYOKO'S Creamery, this is the most incredible vegan produce made by this lovely lady. So here just is that mood enhancer. Butter is a mood enhancer. Right. So that's just going away nicely. So I'm just going to give it a little flavor, like, you know what I mean? It's very, very small amount, right? It's really small amount. Because I don't want to overtake it, but cook that off in there. See, that is just, it's nothing, right? But like definitely if I'm cooking it with a little bit of TLC, a little bit of time, that, you know, the carrots, onions, now the garlic can go in. I suppose here's a good trick for you. If you pour olive oil on your garlic, like I just have here, chop it on your board and it doesn't go everywhere. That's it. So now fry this off a little bit. Just the garlic, really like 1 minute for that. And all the time this carrot, is it softening? Are we getting there? Yeah. Now it's starting to yield. Now it's like giving in. So now we're gonna take a little bit of wine and we're gonna reduce the wine, like, I don't know, about that much. And now we can move it onto a high heat because we want to reduce that wine. Now we can't really, like, the onions are perfect and the carrots are nearly there. So by the time this reduces, you're gonna have the perfect base. And this is what's different about a vegan bolognese, in that there isn't that long cook time. Take these out now, the bay leaves, they're nice and bitter. And now, this is it. That's it. Now that looks like a traditional bolognese. So now the moment of truth. Well, here's the one we're still resting, but there is one I made earlier. It's not ready yet, I don't think. So I'm going to leave that in there for someone else, and then we'll just cut from this other one. Now we'll heat the sauce. Let's try an ugly one so we don't waste a good one. Perfect. You can overcook these, so you've got to watch out. And look, and I don't care if a bit of water goes in here from the pasta water. That is nectar. Touch. So what I like to do is put a nice finishing oil now there. Keep the heat in the dish. There. Just remember where we came from. There. And one more finishing. And it's still hot. There you are. Vegan Bolognese. No animals were hurt in the construction of this dish. Thank you so much for joining me here on this voyage of discovery of no egg pasta and a vegan Bolognese. Thanks for coming around to my house, and thank you for all the support and for all the love for Bush for all these years, and long may we run. Thank you.